Well, hello you bearded bastards, and welcome back once again to Milpagust, Waddlesquash. Right now it's the 14th of Timber 404, late autumn of our second year, and things have begun to slow down finally. Can't say the pumpkins are too unhappy about it, frankly. There's been an awful lot to do. We've made all these buildings here, we've met quite a few of the neighbors, both friendly and otherwise. Thinking about those strangelings specifically, but no worries. Overall, things are going extremely well. And so, yes, with that in mind, we have a few additional touches we can make, but after that, I think we could start to finesse things a bit, really get Waddlesquash looking like a proper town. That would be very nice. Now then, a quick little rundown of things we have to do. Our food stores, looking a little shabby. We'll have to head out into the woodland and gather some more plants. Not a big deal though, that'll be easy enough. Get some new drinks and meals cooked up. Good stuff. Still continuing work down here on the woodcutter's house. It is coming right along and, well, as you can see, it's pretty much completed. Finally. We do still have to get a bunch of furniture in there though, but not a big deal. Again, that's some of that fine detailing. We could see some pumpkins over here carrying rocks to our stockpile. Remember, we recently dug up a bunch of stone. Just gotta get that place somewhere safe. In fact, that project fits into the bigger task of just trying to sort out all of our junk in general. If you have a look over here at the depot, we have a bunch of stuff just kind of sitting here. That's all got to be stored away. It'd be pretty bad if those strangelings got in here and managed to make off with some of it, especially our books. Speaking of which, that adds another thing to our agenda. I think Waddlesquash could use a library, don't you? We do have several books now and no good place for them. How about over here across the river? That'd be a good place for it, though we're not gonna plan up anything quite yet. Mostly because before we get a library in place, something I'd really like to do is get a tavern set up. That's right, remember, as we discussed at the beginning, we want a tavern. We've got to be able to entertain wearied travelers on the road, feed them, tell them stories, and also have stories told to us. Never know what strange characters could pop up. Yeah, in fact, you know what? That's going to be our first order of business, I think. And as we discussed before, we're not going to put that tavern anywhere near Waddlesquash proper. Now, looking down here to the south, we can see the woodsman's hut, way far away to the south. What I'm thinking is we should put the tavern not near the woodsman's house, but maybe over here to the west somewhere. Kind of like create a triangle between the woodsman, Waddlesquash, and this new tavern. Yeah, we'll do it right over here. And we're going to be sure it's fairly sizable too. Not quite as big as the woodsman's house, but sizable enough. Just hoping visitors show up eventually. Never can tell. I'll let you know when we get that underway. Pumpkins are still fairly busy. One busy pumpkin in particular is right over here. White and Bosembrillus, our leader. He's the one who picked up that copper blunderbuss that we traded for. Figured that's suitable. Now all he needs is some training with the thing. Still doesn't really know what he's doing with it. Go figure, too. Just as soon as we mention the blunderbuss, one of these strangelings shows up again. Such troublemakers. Like, they could sneak around all they want. I'm just very concerned about them getting a little too pushy. Again, the pumpkins are very frail. Well, here's hoping that with a little bit more practice, Whiting can use this thing appropriately. We don't want to kill the strangelings. But if it comes down to it, we have to do what we have to do. We have to keep in mind that this is still a very dangerous world. Things can go wrong, and they will go wrong if we're not prepared. And frankly, this isn't enough preparation. But, yes, things seem peaceful enough here, so I think we could just rely on Whiting's skills with the blunderbuss. Keep at it, my friend. Now then, moving on a little bit here. Looking over to the west, you can see our tavern. And yeah, it's fairly sizable. I was saying before that it wouldn't be quite as big as the woodsman's house, but here we are. Actually, the ground floor is at least as big, but I don't plan on making the upper story as big as that. The next level will start the roof, and we're also going to try to put some bedrooms up there too. Those weary travelers will need a place to stay, won't they? That being said, this is going to take quite some time, I believe. But luckily we do have a lot of wood in the area, so maybe it won't be that bad. We'll leave them to it for now. Hey, here's something strange. Unnatural, we could say. The pumpkins have noticed that over here, to the west of our barn, up in a tree, there's a badger, just kind of sitting in a branch. Seems fairly calm. I mean, I guess I'm not too sure what it would be doing up there, but it's been there for quite some time now. It's a strange behavior indeed, isn't it? Normally, they make burrows and stuff. They're burrowing creatures, but we have this one over here climbing up into the trees. The thing's been here for months now. Just wish I could see a reason for it. Stranger still is that if we look up in the higher branches, you can see there's a whole colony of badgers up here, like an entire group. And they're actually having litters of like other badgers too. There's like little baby badgers up here too, all kind of just nestled into these branches. I don't know what they'd be eating. Baby birds most likely, I guess. Just a strange thing, very unnatural. We'll have to keep an eye on it. Of course, maybe we could do something about these too. Interesting. We'll put some thought into that. And on that note, it looks like springtime has arrived. It's now the 1st of Granite 405, the start of our 3rd year here. Not too shabby, pumpkins. I say we're doing a fine job. Look at that, yeah. All these fine structures all done, all settled in too. Stuffed full of pumpkin-made furniture. Got our pasture over here just brimming with new pumpkins. The sun is shining, the badgers are chirping, and the cider flows freely. All is good here in Waddlesquash. Ah, yes, and of course, with springtime, that means the strangeling caravans have arrived once more. Well, after our sour encounter last year, I'm not sure I want too much to do with these guys. They're nice and all, but a little testy. Frankly, I don't think we have anything to trade with them. Really, I mean, we have prepared meals. Actually, you know what? We don't even have any. We've just been eating foraged plants for a while. Yeah, we've got nothing to trade with these guys. So, sorry, fellas. We've just got nothing for you. We'll just stick to our work for now, and I guess we could try to make something tradable with them for next year. We'll see how we're feeling. Anyways, looking back down over this way here. Hey, where'd that come from? Yeah, that's right. We've come quite some distance on this little tavern. The whole bottom floor is getting there. It's almost done. And if we look up a bit, you can see the 2nd floor. Yeah, it's going to be pretty sizable. There's going to be 5 bedrooms, and then just one sort of a common area up here too. A place where our weary visitors can go and just kind of sit for a bit, escape the noise of the main room downstairs. You know, just a place to hang out. I think that'd be nice. Imagine after we get windows in here. That's going to look real nice. All of our buildings are so dark right now. Or if they do have windows, then they're drafty. I keep talking about windows, but we haven't made a single one yet. In time, though, we really have to just get these buildings situated first. Very excited. Almost there, no worries. Back over here to our little makeshift archery range. Been trying to keep tabs on Whiten and his blunderbuss training. He's coming along with it, but... oh, look at that, actually. He might be getting a hang of it now. Well, that is good to see. Really, in the grand scheme of things, didn't take too long. Actually, just realizing now this is a terrible place for a gun range. There's like pumpkins walking around all over the place. Be careful out there, fellas. He's just kind of like shooting around. I mean, there's pumpkins walking around in the area. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine now. The guy knows what he's doing. Besides, looks like he's taking a little break for now. Another strange bit to mention too. He's using wooden blunderbuss shot. Just for practice. We did actually manage to get our hands on some bronze shot as well, but we're trying to save that in case of emergency. You know, a strangeling attack or something like that. Never can tell. Dangerous out there, I tell you. Anyways, keep at it, Whiten. And actually, while we're in the area down here, I just happened to notice that Jarrett's is back to cooking. Might as well peek in, see what she's making, huh? I did see her grab some turkey eggs. Hopefully we could find whatever meal that went into. Let's have a look. Okay, here we go. Wow, that's a huge amount of turkey hen egg roast. 29 portions? That's insane. The ingredients to this particular dish are well-minced garden cress, well-minced turkey hen egg, well-minced radish plant, as well as some more finely minced turkey hen egg. Okay, alright, that's not too bad, huh? Got that spice from the radish, a little bit of garden cress on there for a bit of a garnish, I suppose. Good stuff here, Jarrett. This is going to keep us well fed. Oh, hey now, would you have a look here? Just behind the barn, we spotted another thief, a battling thief. I'm sure they're going to go running off, but let's see if we can put the fear of Mengfor in them. Whiten should be heading out, armed with his blunderbuss and his training shot too. Not quite as deadly, but yeah, I'm thinking there's no possible way he's going to catch up with this guy. These strangelings are way too fast. Yeah, there they go, they're gone. Ooh, but look, here's another one down here in our fallow field. Just spotted the thing. Whiten's pretty close to this one. Gonna follow this catling. Actually, this is the first one that came after us. Yeah, let's scare the hell straight out of them. It looks like they're running up that same direction, and they are gonna collide right with Whiten. I have a feeling this is not gonna turn out very good for this poor catling here. Oh no, here comes Whiten just around the corner. Oh, there he goes, okay. He took a shot, but missed. And that catling is out of here. Man, that thing's fast. Would you look at that? Yeah, there's no way Whiten can catch up with it. Yeah, there it goes. Back out into the woods. Hopefully we scared it enough where it's not going to come back. But, I don't know. I'm going to keep an eye on it for a second. It's really looking like this thing wants to get back out towards the north, and it's just like circling around all of Waddlesquash trying to get up that way. Very stupid. Whiten keeps spotting it, but it keeps running away. Oh, here he comes though. Might get a shot off. If he's lucky. No, missed it again. Oh, there he goes. He just took a shot right there. Another shot. Chasing it through the woods. You little troublemaker. I don't know what it thinks it's doing, but it's not being very smart. Of course, neither is Whiten. It's running around all over the place. Whiten has taken quite a few shots at it, but can't seem to land one at all. Here we go, just running straight through the middle of Waddlesquash now, firing shots in all directions. Whiten, please be careful. Oh no. The strangeling has approached the pasture there, and so all the pumpkins are now giving chase. Our gourd dogs, I guess. That's what we'll call them. Yeah, we have a whole pack of pumpkins chasing after this poor strangeling now. Whiten doesn't know what the hell he's doing. He's heading off into the heart of Waddlesquash again. There goes Brewer Jackie running off, terrified. She doesn't want anything to do with this. This is a lucky strangeling, I'll tell you that much. The pumpkin's baying through the woods, biting at its heels. You better not trip up at this point. Alright, we're gonna cut ahead a little bit here just to speed things along. I have a feeling there's gonna be a lot of this pumpkin nipping and Whiten misfiring. So yeah, we'll just cut to the chase, or to the end of the chase. And there we have it. That little catling ran away. That was pretty good, actually. Really managed to scare the hell out of it. And hopefully now it won't be coming back around these parts. Those damn troublemakers. Well, and now pumpkins, I guess we can get back to work, huh? A quick update on the date. It is the 15th of Hematite, 405, early summer. The year is speeding right along. Other than that strangeling distraction, there really hasn't been much trouble to speak of. As you can see down by our trade depot, at the current time, the humans have come to trade once again. It is the beginning of summer. I would really love to do some trading, but we really haven't had the time to make anything to trade. Maybe we can scrape up something real quick. It'd probably be worth it, right? Let's see what we could do. And fortunately, we can't really do that much this year. Looks like we only have one prepared food barrel, and it's not worth very much. But we can still trade it for a book. Gotta keep building up our supply for our future library, can't forget about that. And you know what? While we're here looking at the depot, it seems awfully busy, doesn't it? All these boisterous human traders, they have their animals, their guards. I'm thinking maybe we should move the depot, like down over here, by our tavern. Sounds like a good idea to me. We'll keep all that busy outsider stuff down over here, away from peaceful Waddlesquash. Not that we mind the outsiders so much, it's just, you know, we do like our tranquility. And yes, on the subject of our tavern, you can see the whole bottom floor is done. We have several nice large tables and some chairs to go with them. We have a whole bar set up, a bunch of stools in there, a rather large area if people want to dance or perform in some variety. And then if we look up a bit, we can see the common area I was telling you about. We have some hatch doors leading down to the main room. And then over on the side, we can see the 5 bedrooms, each with a bed, a chest, and a bucket. That should be more than suitable for our guests, I'm thinking. Who knows, maybe this whole setup will get bigger in time too. That'd be something. Now, before we open it up, we have to come up with a name. And you know, I can't help but feel like those humans there have taken note of one of Waddlesquash's strangest landmarks. One that's growing in popularity with the pumpkins too. The Waddlesquash badger trees. Yeah, these guys seem right at home up in these lofty limbs. Doesn't really make a lot of sense, as I said before, but they seem to be right at home. There's a rather large colony of them, and they keep having babies too. Really quite endearing. So on that note, while we still have the humans here, we're gonna christen this tavern as the Bent Limb Inn. Cause I imagine the weight of those badgers up there has to be getting to be a bit much, frankly. And we're also gonna make sure to have all visitors welcome to this tavern. And I suppose that would include our pumpkins too. Just as I said before, I'm really hoping we don't run into any trouble with this setup. Those outsiders can be a mixed bag sometime. Well, we'll play it by ear. We'll be safe. No worries. The Bent Limb Inn is now open for business. Really trying to hammer the point home to these humans too. Hopefully they'll bring the news back to their city. And who knows, maybe Waddlesquash's badger tree will end up in the broadsheets. Those badgers might well end up being a boon for us. Exciting. Oh, and hey now, would you have a look at that? Like as soon as we open up the tavern for business, we have a visitor already. Up here on our northern border, just standing stoically looking out over Waddlesquash, we have a specter. Haven't seen one of them here before. Specters are the ghosts of humans from the haunted tombs below the mountains, mimicking the role it once had in life. And we can see this particular one is holding a shield, and they are garbed in steel armor. They must have been a mighty warrior in their time. That is very interesting. I don't know why they're just standing here, though. Oh, I do believe they just exploded. Yes, looking up just a little bit, we can see a clump of ectoplasm hanging in these branches. Yeah, not too sure what happened there, but it does look like they dropped all their items on the ground in this pool of ectoplasm. All corporeal now. Not gonna worry too much about the whole incorporeal to solid state business there. There's obviously some mysteries left unanswered in this world. We'll just take it as a good omen, I suppose. Rest well, mighty warrior. Now, actually, having a look down at our tavern, we do have a couple of visitors in here at the moment. There's the human treasurer, the one who came along with those merchants, Dwyler Danglefrog, along with her guards. And there is another one here too, a ratling. But it's almost impossible to say what group they're associated with. Hard to tell. They're not wearing any clothes. There's nothing on them indicating where they might be from. So, yeah, we'll keep an eye on this one. Gonna assume it's one of the good ones for now. Just no trouble out of you. Also, we'll take the time to note that a lot of our pumpkins seem to like to just mill about in this main area here. The, domestic pumpkins, that is. Not too sure why that would be, but I guess they're not causing that much trouble. Well, hope you enjoy your stay here at Waddlesquash, my friends. You know, we should really assign a tavern keep, shouldn't we? Oh dear. It's not really funny, I guess. Hafe the Butcher is over here in the woods. I'm not too sure what he's doing, but it looks like we had another good omen over here. A specter, bard, showed up just to kind of grace us with fortune or something. And it looks to have exploded right next to Hafe, which he did not appreciate in the least. He's utterly horrified at the moment. Frozen in place, just panicked. And actually, if we have a look at the guy, he is covered with ectoplasm right now. This poor man. Well, walk it off. It's a good thing, really, when you get down to it, my friend. I'm sure he'll recover in time. Boy, that is strange, isn't it? Ah, the mysteries of the Autumn Kingdom. You know what, actually? Hafe's a butcher, right? But he doesn't really have all that much opportunity to ply his trade here. So, what do you say we make him our new tavern keep? He could still do some butchering too, but I think it'd be a good way to keep him busy. He seems like a personable type. Yeah, what the hell, that's what we'll do. You're our new tavern keep. And while he starts in on it, let's have a look up over here next to the barn where we have a new structure going up. Middle size, pretty plain, just a square structure, 2 floors. And this is going to be sort of a general crafting hall. We need a facility for other crafting workshops. We still need a clothier, a wood burner's workshop, a place where maybe we can make some glass products. That time's growing nearer. And so yeah, that's where all that's going to go, right in here. Should work out pretty well. Oof, little update on our tavern down here. Completely stuffed with pumpkins. I decided to get rid of our pasture because, our people pumpkins were worried about getting the domestic pumpkins out of the tavern and back into the pasture. That's all some of them were doing. Just all day long, dragging them out of the tavern and putting them back in the pasture. And it was happening so much that I was like, you know what, we'll just let these pumpkins roam freely, I guess. But this is what they do. They just kind of crowd into the tavern and remain here. Not really the most inviting atmosphere. They're fairly inoffensive beasts, but as you can see, there's an awful many of them in here. Hopefully our current guests don't mind though. You can see that rattling still here, but we have a new one as well. A bogey. Now, bogeys have sort of a terrible reputation as the minions of devils, and can best be described as warty, hairy, snaggle-toothed humanoid monsters known for causing terror and mayhem. Now, of course, I don't want to assume the worst out of this fella, and chances are they're here just to check the place out. Of course, maybe they read about our branch badgers from the broadsheets. A distinct possibility. Whatever the case is, they seem to be fairly content in here with all these pumpkins, so we'll just leave them be for now. Well, Waddlesquash, what do you say? Things are going remarkably well here in our 3rd year, I believe. So well, in fact, that things are beginning to calm right down. We have nice buildings for everyone, plenty of pumpkins, that's for darn sure. The old Bent Limb Inn is up and running now, and guests from all over the Autumn Kingdom are coming to see our very own badger tree. But we still have so much left to do. We need windows. We need trade products. We need a library for all of our books. And maybe we should start planning out some additional structures for future pumpkins. An interesting idea. An idea for tomorrow. But for now, pumpkins, we rest. And now we're going to move on to some behind-the-scenes things. Yeah, Waddlesquash is still doing remarkably well. Things are starting to get a little bit spicy, though, with all those strangelings sneaking about. Yeah, those guys are starting to be some real troublemakers. But, hopefully Whiten has it under control. He's getting more and more skilled by the moment with that blunderbuss of his. Now, a couple things I have to mention. Well, first off, that specter there. The one that, well, I should say the ones that popped up and then exploded. Just a little something off when this mod was originally made. An unintended bug. You know, I had commissioned this thing from Squamous, and the guy didn't really have that much time to work on it, so it's really surprising how much he got done. But, you know, the testing was when I was making videos, pretty much. And I saw that whole Spectre thing there, like, just after I started making videos, kind of. So, like, it wasn't in time for this world to have that bug fixed. But the version that's currently out there to download, it's fixed in, so Spectres will no longer melt. Just in this particular Autumn Kingdom, they do melt, or explode. They melt, that is what's happening. Something about the stuff that they're made out of, like, melts. So yeah, they'll just, if they pop up anywhere, they'll kind of just freeze and then melt. And then apparently sometimes their stuff will just go flying in all directions too. I don't really know what causes that, but it's just a neat part of life here. I can appreciate it. Also, something else I'll note too, something I've seen quite a few people notice, something I should have mentioned, is that if you download this mod, the pumpkins aren't going to be displayed as pumpkins like in this tile set right here. They'll just be like little lowercase eyes. That's the default way they're displayed. But if you want to change it, it's kind of hard to explain how to do it exactly, but like you can go on the Dwarf Fortress Discord and ask there, someone will help you. Or you can just do a search too, because I know it's been explained there already. Or for that matter, you can just message me on Discord, I'll try to help you out. Or you can send me an email to kruggsmash@gmail.com. I'll try to talk you through it, not a biggie. But yeah, that's why that is. I changed the tile, that's me. Another thing I should mention too is that during this episode, this one in particular, like I've kind of done something that I don't normally do with Dwarf Fortress canon, I suppose. Like I've been depicting the people that live in this world as roughly in some sort of weird Victorian time thing. Like they've got newspapers, broadsheets, in my drawings anyways, but it's not like something like that exists in the real world. Like if we went to a human city in this game, like there's not going to be factories and roads and horses and carriages and stuff. It's going to be the same as every other Dwarf Fortress world. But like I thought maybe we could just suspend our disbelief a little bit and try to make the world seem bigger than it actually is. Just in this case anyways. I've really been trying to like break my mind out of just the limitations that Dwarf Fortress has to offer sometimes and try to liven up the world a little bit. Like random generation or procedural generation. I know somebody's gonna get on my ass about that. Procedural generation is great and all. It can spark your imagination all sorts of crazy ways. But like when you start seeing the limits of it, you start to feel a little restrained, I suppose. So, yeah, I don't see any harm in trying to gussy things up a tad. It's harmless, really. Just fun. And on the subject of fun, I hope you had some today. And if you did, then I can guarantee we're going to have some fun next time too. Here in Waddlesquash. And until then, my bearded bastards.